Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafting with Amy. I'm Amy and I want to welcome you all to my channel. I have 3 DIYs that we're going to be doing today. The first are these 2 lanterns that came from Dollar Tree. I thought those were just so pretty. They light up and they have like deer and trees. And then I have 2 pallets there from Dollar Tree and some dowels. These are small dowels. And Waverly antique wax and apple barrel antique parchment paint. If you're new here, I want to welcome you, and I hope if you like what you see, you'll stick around and consider subscribing, hitting the like button, notification bell, leaving me a comment, and if you're a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate you all. I'm going to put my gloves on because I get this stain all over me, or that antique wax. I start out by using baby wipes to apply it, but I end up having to switch to a brush to get down in those little crevices and stuff. It's gotten very cold here. We even had snow the other day. Went from being warm to cold. And I think the low this weekend is going to get down to like 17 or something. So I'm just applying this Waverly antique wax. I start out with the baby wipe. And even when I use the brush, I go back and wipe it down with baby wipe. And then I don't even really know why I do this because I end up covering it up, but I don't know that at this point. But I end up doing the bottom, the inside, just getting down in all those areas. Because they're kind of like, I don't really know what, I call them like pallets, or what they remind me of. So I do that to both of them. And now I had to get my son to help me. That's why I didn't show it. That little Yogfin drill multi-tool there, I couldn't get the attachment on, and then the drill bit wasn't big enough. So I had to kind of make 2 holes, and now I'm going to take these, what these hang from, off. And there's a little hole beside, underneath the lanterns that doesn't interfere with the lights or anything, so that's what I put the dowels in. Now I'm going to dry brush this with the antique parchment. And I just do that to both the pallets and the dowels. But again, I changed my mind, so you end up not even really seeing that. But I just thought those lanterns, I think they're pretty. They don't look like something that would come from a Dollar Tree. And our Dollar Tree had those, so I was surprised and glad that they had them. I end up securing it up at the top too, because I went through that hole that's already existing there, and it's not stable enough, so I take a couple of the little wooden blocks from Dollar Tree and put them on each side of the dowel. That's why I end up covering up the base. But I really love how these turn out. So I end up taking hot glue to the end of the dowel and putting it up through that hole that's there to stabilize it. And it doesn't interfere with the lights or anything. And now I'm taking those little cubes from Dollar Tree and hot gluing those down. Christmas will be here before we know it. At this point, I haven't secured them up at the top, so that's why they're a little wobbly. Or through the lantern. And I don't know if I showed that part or not, but I wanted to let you know that I took glue and glued it at the end of the dowel up through the lantern, and then I secured it with glue where the hole goes into the lantern. I hope that makes sense. And now I'm taking that garland. I'm telling you, I love that little garland. If I can find something to put it on, I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to wrap it around the pole. This is why I said that the dry brushing, you really wasn't even able to see it. And I'm just hot gluing it to the back up there. And I do the exact same thing to both of these. What I did to one, I did to the other, so I only show myself doing one. And now I have this snow blanket, and I just cut out a square with a slit in it to go around so you don't see those little wooden blocks. And that stuff has glitter on it. I turned it around so the glitter wouldn't show. I like glitter for some things, but some things I don't. And I finally realized, okay, I'm going to have to cut a slit. had my drill bit been bigger, I don't know if I would have had to have secured it with those blocks. But once my son put the bit in it for me, because I could not figure it out, but he just made it look so easy. I'm like, what? It's a neat little tool. I still don't know how to get things in and out of it. Now I have some little bottle brush trees that I glue down. And then I remember that I forgot to glue the snow down, and I do go back and glue the snow blanket down. And I've put a white one on the other corner. And now I've made a little wreath with the garland and have cut off some little white pitberries off of those pitberry garlands to put on the wreath. Those are hard to glue down, or they're just hard to manipulate. And I don't know if tweezers would hold on to them because they're kind of slick. But I love these. I'm torn between if I like this one the best or the next DIY the best. Probably these. But I love the next one also. The best. Now I make a little bow with some of that jute twine. A little bitty bow. And then I take some, well, I glue that onto the pole or dowel. And then I take some red pit berries. I think I do that last. I have these picks. And I was just going to try to put the whole thing up at the top. But I ended up just taking it apart and putting it up there. It has leaves, it has pine cones, it has berries. But I don't know what you call that, stem is very thick. So I didn't think that would work. So I just take it all apart and then just put it up there. And now I'm just getting the, I thought, what am I doing? I'm getting the strings from the glue gun off. And there is the finished product. And I mean, I absolutely adore these. They look good both on and off. But I did the exact same thing to the other one. So if you like that, I hope you'll leave me a comment and let me know. And then this is the second one. And I had something different in mind for this, and then I went a totally different way. I have one of those white Dollar Tree little skimpy Christmas trees. Excuse me. And this is a very old bucket. But it's not like my mother gave it to me. She had buttons or something in it. But it's not like any family, you know, whatever. I asked her if I could do whatever I wanted to with it. And I'm going to paint it in antique parchment. And I had wanted to, and I even started it, but I stopped. I had wanted to like dab on a darker color onto those raised up places, but it was so worn in places it didn't work. So I started it with a little sponge, and then I had to start with, after I painted it in the antique parchment and it dried, then I had to start using a brush, and it just wasn't working because a lot of it was really worn. So I painted over it. And I only had to give this one coat, I think. No, maybe two. But I'm just using a sponge brush and kind of dabbing it down in there. And then I go around the rim and some of the way down on the inside. I don't go all the way down because you won't see it. Christmas will be here before we know it. It already feels like it here. But I think last year it got really cold before. I know it was either Thanksgiving or Christmas one. Probably Christmas, because I know we had tornadoes in Kentucky in December last year. Because I was burning it. It had been really cold, and then I was burning up cooking the meal. So I just take these and I've never taken two and put together. Well, I tried that once, but I just kind of like just one. I mean, so I have this, it's folk art metallic antique copper. And I apologize, I'm out of frame here. I'm going for an ombre look. And I had started with the antique parchment down at the bottom. And then I was like, wait, no, I want to do this like an ombre. And I got paint all over me because it was just, when you're trying to dab it on those branches, it was flinging. But that's a really pretty color. It's a metallic antique copper. So I do the entire bottom row in the antique copper, and then I get, it's a folk art metallic bronze metal. And I'm just showing you the bottles of the difference in the colors. I do that row and then the next one. And now apparently I don't remember that I've shown you which colors, so I'm showing you again. And I'm going to go on that row with the bronze. And now I'm going to do the top two little rows with the antique parchment. I didn't know if it would show up, but it does, up against the other colors. And then I took the top and I just kind of did the same thing. I did antique parchment. I cut a little bit of it down, and then I went with the bronze and then the copper. And I have these two styrofoam discs that I'm going to glue down to the bottom. To give it some elevation. And then that other styrofoam is what I'll put the tree down in. And they just fit. I mean, I got lucky. I've got to get Christmas decorations put out because my craft room is a danger zone. I've still got fall and Thanksgiving that I'm decorating the house with, but I'm gonna have to get that. I normally wouldn't do it this early, but I'm going to have to get that put up and bring out the Christmas because it's dangerous in that craft room. I have crafts on the floor. Now I'm going to glue that green styrofoam down in there. And whatever color I painted, I went in between, or I went ahead and did the, I don't know what you call it, tree branch or tree trunk. I'm not normally a fan of like the golds and stuff like that, but I really like how this turned out. And now I have put polyfill down in there. And I end up adding some more. Oh, and I painted a silver star with that copper. That was hard to do. I had to dab it on because it didn't want to take the paint. I probably should have sanded it or something. I don't know. And then I take these little ornaments and just put those on the tree. But I really do like how this one turned out. I think it's so pretty. I think last year I did a farmhouse type one, and then I did me a little mini black one. Those ornaments are adorable. And I'm just shoving them. I didn't think hooks would look right. And then I have those bigger ornaments, and I didn't show me putting those down in there. And I painted that bow. I didn't have any ribbon, so I took some burlap and I painted it that copper color. So this is the finished product, and I hope you all like it. And if you do, leave me a comment and let me know what you think, or which one's your favorite. And these are my Instagram and TikTok accounts. And for DIY number 3, I was all over the place on this one. I took a sign from Dollar Tree, and then this fabric, it's a plaid, and I had these little smaller boxes, gift boxes from Dollar Tree, and I didn't know which one I was going to use or which ribbon I was going to use. But I start out by just applying the fabric with the Mod Podge. And I had 2 other trees, different type of trees that I've done that I was going to include in this, but it would have made the video too long. So I'll have that in my next video. So I ironed that because it's pretty wrinkly. And then I just cut it bigger than the size of the sign. And now I'm applying the Mod Podge with just a sponge brush, and that's the gloss that you can get at Dollar Tree. Because for this it won't matter. I normally use matte, but it's in that little bottle. It's easy to squirt out, and sometimes I can't get my big bottle over there open. Lid's on there tight. And I'm just smoothing it out, making sure the edges are all so it will adhere. And then I go over the top with Mod Podge also. I don't go crazy with it on the top. And then I let it dry. I don't remember how long it took it to dry. And I just cut it out around it. But I think I end up using the X-Acto knife. And I'm going to cover the back with craft paper so you don't see that. So I've decided on this box with the truck. They have such pretty gift bags and boxes and stuff. But these are a smaller box. I don't know about the wrapping paper. I don't know if I've ever gotten the wrapping paper or not. I know I saw it there, but I'm not even ready to think about starting. Oh Lord. Christmas shopping. And probably a lot of people are already done. We always waited until after our son's birthday, because his birthday's the end of November, before we would decorate. And then we switched to Thanksgiving Day after he got, a little bit older. Because I didn't want a house decorated for a birthday and decorated for Christmas and take away from the birthday. So for this, to glue it down, I used that craft glue from Dollar Tree. But I first put the craft paper on the back with a glue stick. And then I just cut around it with an X-Acto knife to give it a clean finish on the back. And I forget that I don't have any parchment paper down there. So now I've put it on there and I've applied everything heavy that I had. And I didn't show that. I made a bow with this little truck, red truck, just a little, an awareness type bow. And now I have these cream, I think they're cream colored picks from Hobby Lobby. that I'm going to put on either side of the bow. It was hard with the placement of the bow because I didn't want to cover up Merry Christmas. So I just cut some of that off and put some underneath that side of the bow. And I took 2 of the little red berries and put on top of the bow. And now I'm going to glue the other part, the other sprig of that pick in behind. And I couldn't figure out if that box was blue, the background was blue or black. I can't tell. Because I had some black ribbon. So that is the finished product. And like I said, I have a couple of other type of trees that I did. And I'll just include those in my next video. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and you all be watching for my next video, which will be next Wednesday. Thank you all for watching.